Tie-dye t-shirts became a popular fad in the 1960s. Even today, people are still tie-dyeing and still make tie-dye t-shirts. You can buy tie-dye kits at Walmart or any other store that has craft ideas. And when you're done with your t-shirt, it would hopefully end up something kind of like this. So today I'm going to show you how to properly tie-dye a t-shirt. The first thing that I'll do is I'm going to show you how to set up and how to properly mix your dyes, and then I'll show you how to wrap the t-shirt so it looks kind of like this. Then I'll show you my strategic way of coloring the shirt so that it turns out just how you want it, and then I'll explain how to wash it and how it has to sit overnight to absorb all the vibrant colors. The first thing that you'll want to do is make sure that you're wearing clothes that you don't really care if they get dirty. So I'm wearing shorts that already have paint stains on and an old gray t-shirt. Next thing you're going to want to make sure is that you have plastic gloves. They usually come in the dye kits, but if they don't, you might want to get yourself some. Then you're also going to want to set up in an area that doesn't have carpet on the ground or doesn't have anything that can really stain it and ruin it. We have our dyes here. I'll show you how to mix those up. You want to have your rubber bands handy for when you're going to need them, and extra plastic gloves and paper towels just in case. So I've already mixed together this pink color, and I'm also going to mix together the purple color. This one has it just in a plastic bottle. It has the dye in there. And then all you have to do is stick the water in there and shake it up real good. I don't think it really matters if you use warm water or cold water or just kind of the lukewarm water. And you fill it up to the neck of the bottle. Make sure this gets twisted on really tight. You don't want dye going everywhere. Then you take the cap off, put your finger over the tip of the bottle, and you just start shaking. You're supposed to shake it just enough so that all of the dye is dissolved and into the water to make the brightest color. If you want, you can take half the dye out and still mix it with water, and it'll just make a lighter color of whatever, a lighter shade of whatever color you're wanting to get. And you can kind of look at the bottom of the bottle to see if there's any dye still on it. And I think I'm okay, but I'm just going to keep shaking just in case. The dye says that you can keep it up to 24 hours, but it would be best just to shake it up right before you use it. Alright, stick the cap back on it. So now that I have my colors ready, I got my purple and I got my pink. So now you're going to wrap your t-shirt. Some people like the spiral starting right in the middle. Some like it up in the corner, in the bottom corner, or starting at the sleeves. There's lots of different ways that you can tie-dye your t-shirt, but I like the spiral the best. The front, mine ended up looking like this, and the back looks like that. So what you do is you decide wherever you want to pinch it and start your spiral, and so I chose right here by where this E is. Now you just start twisting the t-shirt, and you just keep twisting it up so that it gets almost kind of folded and just gets all balled up. When you get to the last part, you kind of have to lead it yourself and just kind of wrap it around yourself. The bigger the t-shirt, the more difficult it is to wrap it. So this one's already done. But then you would take a rubber band and rubber band over the entire thing. It kind of comes apart, but that's why you use multiple rubber bands. I like to use 3 rubber bands and kind of cut it like a pizza. This is really sloppy. I like to do it this way so that I have 6 different triangles that I can put dye in 6 different places. So here I have this one all ready to roll. I have my 6 different triangles, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a different color in each one of the triangles. So I've removed the caps on each of these dyes, and you always want to do it over a sink or somewhere that you can clean it up easily after it's done, or honestly doing it outside is best during the summertime, because if you get it in the grass, it doesn't really matter. It won't stain anything important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start applying the color. You just squeeze the bottle a little bit, keep it inside this triangle is what I like to do. And I like to just soak it. Make sure that there's no white, so mix it in really well. You have to kind of stick it inside the cracks to make sure everything gets the color. Then you take it on the back side and make sure the back side gets it too, because that's important as well. Make sure you lift up all the flaps and make sure everything gets dyed. You don't really want any white in your t-shirt. So now I think I've got that triangle pretty well covered. You can see everything's in the cracks. Oops, except for right there. And these are pretty small bottles, so I might actually have to mix up another color just because. So now I'll take my purple, I'll move on to the next triangle. And if you overlap, it doesn't really matter. You'll kind of just get a mix of the colors. It's supposed to sit for 6 to 8 hours. You stick it in a plastic bag, and it keeps the moisture in there so that the color can get how you want it to be. Flip it over to the back, start mixing the color again. So now what you're going to do is you're going to stick it into a plastic bag, and you're going to want to wrap it up so that the moisture stays in there and all the color stays in there and everything. And I'm just going to twist that around, and I'll probably just keep it in the sink. I'll tie this just because. So now I'm just going to set that there right by the sink, and then I'm going to let it sit overnight for 6 to 8 hours, and then it says that you're supposed to stick it in the washing machine, keep it on a large load, and then put a small amount of laundry soap in there. And you're supposed to wash it by itself for the first couple times that you wash it, just in case of any other color dye that can be getting on anything else. So now that I've cleaned up my area a little bit, I put all my garbage into another garbage bag and stuck it into my garbage bin so that no dye can get on anything else in the garbage or get on your hands or anything else. I do have it a little bit on my hands just from mixing up the dyes, but after a couple showers and some good scrubbing, it should come off. So now that I've showed you how to set up your area and mix your colors, I showed you how to wrap the t-shirts and how to color in the different triangles, and I explained how to wash it and how to let it sit overnight. Now you know how to tie-dye a t-shirt.